Hello, this is my Unit 6 assignment. Did you know that over 35% of deaths on today's modern battlefield are caused by massive hemorrhaging? Massive hemorrhaging is just large amounts of uncontrollable blood loss. Uh, in the Army, we fight this by properly using tourniquets, and that's why today I'm going to be showing you how to properly apply a tourniquet according to the Expert Field Medic Badge testing standards. First, I'm going to read over the score sheet with you, which I'm also going to provide in the sources down below if you feel like following along. Then I'm going to demonstrate on my partner Jonathan here. So for the EFMB testing purposes, your tasks, you're going to control bleeding using a tourniquet. Conditions, you're given a casualty who has a significant extremity hemorrhaging in a simulated combat environment and is under effective fire. So you're in the care under fire phase, and you have the necessary materials to treat the casualty, which in this case is just going to be our tourniquet here. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your BSI, so your body substance isolation, so your gloves, your eye protection, which you should already be wearing, and you're going to be making sure that your scene is safe, which it should be. And then you're going to expose the wound. So that just simply means if they have any clothing over the wound or there's dirt on it, you're just going to try to make that wound as visible to yourself as you possibly can. So the first thing you're going to do, your tourniquet should be in a fancy dandy pouch, which we don't have today, but you're just going to pull it out of the pouch, of course. And then you're going to, so the way that they like to do it is they like to have it already prepared and set up. So this is your friction adapter, this buckle. They like to have it so your Velcro is going through the friction adapter already. And then you're left with this nice hole. They want you to go ahead and put the extremity through that hole. And you're going to make sure that the tourniquet is about 2 inches above the wound. And you want to make sure that it's not on a joint. So you want to make sure it's not on your elbow or your knee. Then you're going to pull the free running end of the self-adhering band. That's what they call Velcro in the Army. Tight, and you're going to securely fasten it back on itself. So that all that means is you're going to pull this as tight as you can, and then you're going to stick the Velcro to itself. If you're applying to a leg wound, you're going to make sure that the self-adhering band is routed through the friction adapter buckle and fastened back on itself. If it's through the arm, it's not as important because there are less muscles in your arm as compared to your thigh muscles, which are, you really want to make sure you're compressing those muscles properly. And then you're going to twist the windlass rod until the bleeding is stopped. So this rod right here is connected to this strap that goes on the internal side of this strap. And what that does is when this tightens, it tightens inside of this. So it's just an additional way of making sure that you're making this tourniquet as tight as possible. So whenever you twist this, it's got this fancy clip right here, and it just fits right in there, and that's how you secure it. So you want to make sure that it's locked in this clip. We're all the way on step 8 now. So for step 8, you're going to grip the windlass strap, which is this little white piece right here. And you're going to make sure that you pull all the way across this clip. This clip has Velcro all the way across it. So you just want to make sure that's nice and secure on there. That way your windlass doesn't come loose and can't come out. Even if it comes out of the clip, the strap should hold it in place. You're going to make sure not to cover the tourniquet. You want this tourniquet to always be visible. Later, there's another step to also identify markings for the tourniquet. But just in case that comes off, if your patient's sweaty or for whatever reason, so we're going to make sure this is always visible. And then finally, you're going to place a T on the patient's forehead for tourniquet, and then you're also going to put the time and the date that you applied the tourniquet. This is to let other people know, just in case that it has become covered up and they can't see the tourniquet, they're going to know that there is a tourniquet on that patient. And then at that time, the evaluator is going to tell you that the bright red bleeding has stopped. And that is the end of the task. So now I'm just going to demonstrate my partner Jonathan here. Like I said, they like to make you have it where there's already a loop in it. So then all you have to do is put it on the extremity. And we're going to say the bottom of his tattoo right here. We're going to say the bottom of his tattoo right here is going to be our injury. So you're going to want to make sure you go 2 inches above that at least. So at this point, you just want to make sure everything is nice and tight. Make sure it's nice and snug. The whole point of the tourniquet is to cut off bleeding. Sorry. Then there's Velcro all the way around it. So you just want to make sure you have as much of that Velcro adhered to itself as possible. And then you should be able to see the wound bleeding. And the windlass, you would just continue to twist it until that bleeding is stopped. If applied properly, these are extremely painful, but it's going to save their life, so it's worth it. So we've got our windlass. It's in the clip. You're going to take your strap and secure it over. And then if I had a Sharpie, I would write the T for time on his forehead. Or if you don't have a Sharpie, you can use anything. You can get creative. You can get a little bit of his blood because you have gloves on, so it's okay. And write that T and the time and the date on his forehead. So in conclusion, this has been how to apply a combat tourniquet in accordance to EF&B testing purposes. Thank you.